Part 2 of Chapter 1, Earth and the Solar System. The first topic is our Earth. It is the fifth largest planet, as if you count Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. From all these, Earth is the fifth largest planet. It is a sphere which is slightly flattened at the poles. You can see second figure. This is your Earth when you view from above the North Pole. It looks a sphere, but if you look it from above the equator, it looks slightly flattened. It looks like a mixture of green and brown from space. See, this is an image taken from space. So there is a combination of green and brown. This is your land mass. Where green part is there, it means it is representing forest area. And this is your moon. We will discuss about this moon later on. The oceans, which covers more area as compared to land, looks blue. So all this is water, blue ocean. It is therefore called the blue planet. It is the only planet where life exists because the conditions required to support life are found only on Earth. There is no other planet where life exists. Let us see what are these conditions. The first condition which support life on Earth is moderate temperature. Let us compare the temperature of Earth with some other planets. First is Neptune. It is the farthest planet, so its temperature is very cold, that is about minus 225 degrees Celsius. And the planets which are very close to Sun are Mercury and Venus. Temperature on these planets is above 400 degrees Celsius. So life is not possible in these planets. So these extreme temperatures are not suitable for life. Here comes our planet Earth or Mother Earth, where average temperature of 22 degrees Celsius is suitable for plants and animals. Now, second condition which support life is water. Water is found in other planets too, but they are in frozen state. Here on Earth, water is in liquid form, so it is able to support life. You know that plants and animals need water, and our body is also made up of 70% of water. The Earth is the only planet on which liquid water is found. On some other planets, water is found only in frozen form. Then the third condition is favorable atmosphere. See this image. You can see boundary of Earth and some lightened part, shaded part. This one. This is above Earth's surface, and this is actually a mixture of gases called atmosphere. The Earth is surrounded by a layer of gases. It is called atmosphere. Animals need oxygen to breathe, and plants need carbon dioxide. The oxygen and carbon dioxide both are necessary for life. So oxygen is found in Earth's atmosphere. Even CO2 or carbon dioxide is also found in this atmosphere only. Now CO2 is used in photosynthesis process, you already know, and that process is required to prepare food in plants. It is also present in Earth's atmosphere. It has ozone gas. You might have heard ozone layer, depletion of ozone layer. So what ozone gas does? Ozone gas makes outer layer of this atmosphere and protects harmful rays coming from sunlight to reach Earth. Otherwise, it may cause harmful diseases like cancer, etc. So ozone gas protects us from harmful rays of sun. That is why atmosphere is favorable for life. So the combination of these factors makes life possible on Earth. New topic: satellites. Any body, either a celestial body or man-made body, object which revolves around a planet comes in the category of satellites. Now there are two figures. See this figure. You can easily guess this is your Earth and this is your Moon. The Moon always revolves around Earth. This is a satellite of Earth. Here, this is a man-made satellite. It also revolves around Earth. So it is a man-made satellite. So there are two categories: natural satellite and man-made satellites. First, so these are small celestial bodies which revolve around planets. Satellites also revolve around the sun along with planets. All planets except Mercury and Venus have satellites. The Moon is the Earth's satellite. Jupiter has 62 satellites. There is a satellite of Jupiter called Ganymede. It is the largest satellite in our solar system, even larger than Mercury, our first planet. See these figures. So you can imagine the size of Ganymede. So this is your Ganymede. It is little larger than Earth's moon. So these are some other moons: Europa, Io, Callisto, and here this is your Jupiter, and few moons can be seen. These images are taken by man-made satellites. Okay, now we will study about moon in detail. So you need to pay attention more. The moon. It is the largest and brightest object in the sky. It is closest to us. That is why we can see this object, and it reflects sunlight. How it reflects sunlight? See this first image. Sunlight is coming from sun towards Earth, and here it is moon. The moon is also getting light. Then this light is reflected back just like mirror to Earth. That is why we are able to see this moon. The moon revolves around the Earth once in 27 days and 8 hours. Near about 28 days it takes to revolve around the Earth. During this time, it also rotates about its axis once. Rotates means spins, just like a top. It means that its period of rotation and revolution are same. That is why we always see the same side of the moon. See this. Fifth point again, it means that its periods of rotation and revolution are same. That is why we always see the same side of moon. Here in this image, where is your mouse? This arrow, this arrow, this arrow, this arrow, this arrow. These arrows are showing the same position of moon. Now this moon is revolving around in anti-clockwise direction. Here moon is also spinning. So what happens when this moon reaches here? It is spinning. That is why this point is again towards Earth. So every time or at every position, moon's same location is facing towards Earth. Now let us read fifth point again. The period of rotation and revolution are same. That is why we always see the same side of the moon. I think it is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me to explain it again in comment section. So this is one of the images which is showing reflection. The sun always lights up one side of the moon, but as the moon moves around the earth, we only see parts of this side, not the full moon. See, this is your sunlight. This moon is acting as a mirror. It is reflecting this sunlight. The light gets reflected towards earth. So person on earth can see this moon easily. These are called phases of the moon. So these are phases of the moon. It appears as full disk when we see the whole of the lit up side. This is called the full moon or Purnima in Hindi. So where is this full moon? This is your full moon. Full lit up moon. See, every time you are seeing the same face. Okay, this is your full moon. When the part facing earth does not receive sunlight, we cannot see the moon. Very clear. So this is called the new moon or full dark Amavasya. See, this is your new moon. We are not able to see moon on Amavasya. You might have heard Amavasya ki raat, Kali, Ghaneri, Andheri raat. So this is your new moon. Got it? And this is your full moon. In between these two positions, there are various positions in which some part of moon gets lightened up and it gets more and more lightened day by day. After this stage, the moon appears as crescent. So this is your crescent. This is also your crescent. We are on earth, we are here. So first we see this type of moon, then first quarter half of the moon, then waxing is getting more. This is waxing gibbous moon and this is full moon. Now it is reducing. This is waning. Waning means reducing. Waning gibbous moon. This is third quarter half moon. Again this is waning and finish. This is your new moon. So this cycle goes up continuously. So after this stage, the moon appears as crescent. It grows larger day by day till the full moon appears. So it is getting larger. See this. This is less. This is more. This is much more. This is full moon getting larger. It takes about 15 days for full moon to appear. So see this image again. So we start with this new moon. We are on Earth. If we see here, we are not able to see moon because there is no light here. Then moon starts crescenting or waxing. So this is your waxing crescent moon. Then after some time, this is first quarter half moon, and day by day it is increasing. This is your waxing gibbous moon, and this is your full moon. The 15 days have covered. Now next 15 days, waning of gibbous moon, then third quarter half moon is left, then waning of crescent moon, and then again darkness, new moon. Near about 28 days. Oh, this is Neil Armstrong. There are a few more points related to moon. Let us see them one by one. There is no life on moon. There is no water, no atmosphere. During the day, temperature is about 100 degrees. Not suitable for life. 100 degrees Celsius, and at night minus 150 degrees Celsius. Again not suitable for life. It has many mountains and plains. It has circular depressions called craters. So this is just an image of a crater. This crater is actually on Earth, Arizona. On moon also we can see craters as dark round shadows. Its surface is covered with a mixture of rocks and dust. You can see the surface here. He is Neil Armstrong, the first person who landed on the moon. So on 21st July 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first man to walk on the moon. Artificial satellites. Any object which is designed by human beings to revolve around the Earth is called artificial satellite. These are carried into space by rockets. See right hand side image. This is a rocket which is going up and taking satellite with it. Some satellites relay TV signals or telephone signals. Others may take pictures of clouds, etc. to study cloud formations, weather forecasting, and much more. India's INSAT satellites are also used for communication and television broadcasting. So let us see some other celestial bodies. First is dwarf planet. It is a spherical, much smaller celestial body that orbits the Sun. Dwarf planets are very small planets. They are different from simple planets. They also revolve around Sun. Unlike a planet, a dwarf planet has a Sun orbiting bodies near it. For example, large rocks. Pluto, see this image. Pluto, which was considered a planet from 1930 to 2006, is now considered a dwarf planet. Ceres and Eris are two other dwarf planets. There are many more, but in your book only two are mentioned, Ceres and Eris. Now let us see some more celestial bodies. Asteroids. Thousands of small celestial bodies revolve around the Sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. See this first image. This is your path of Mercury. This is your Sun, Venus, then Earth, then Mars. Orbit of Mars. And this is orbit of Jupiter. In between these two, this is a belt called asteroid belt. Here, these types of stones flow around. These are called asteroids or minor planets. These are actually fragments or pieces of a planet which exploded a long time ago. Now we have meteorites, small pieces of rocks and dust revolve around the Sun. When these enter Earth's atmosphere, they start burning due to atmospheric friction or due to air friction. These burning pieces cause a flash of light as they fall, and when we call them shooting stars or meteors. This is FALL, not I. Most meteors burn up completely while falling. See these images. First one is showing asteroid belt. This is your Mars and this is Jupiter. In between orbit of Mars and Jupiter, we have millions of asteroids. All these asteroids moving around. So this is an example of asteroid. So when meteors move around and enters in our Earth's atmosphere, they start burning and we see a flash of light. See this flash of light. So in this case we call it a shooting star. And this image is showing a beautiful object, celestial body called comet. When it comes near to Sun, it starts giving out beautiful light. Okay, meteorite. So how dangerous it is, you can imagine. A meteor that survives its fall and hits the ground. Survive its fall means it is falling and it does not get burnt fully. It passes full atmosphere. Then it reaches the ground and hits it. It is called meteorite. Otherwise it is a meteor. So meteor is not dangerous, meteorite is dangerous. A large meteorite creates a crater where it falls. This is called crater. About 50,000 years ago, a meteorite created a huge crater called the Meteor Crater in Arizona, USA. So you can imagine the diameter of this crater is 1.186 kilometer, more than 1 kilometer. Comets. Comets also revolve around the Sun in long elliptical orbits. When they come near Sun, they glow and look beautiful. See this image. This is your comet and this is your Sun. It takes years to complete their orbits. So this was all about planets and stars. Now we have finished this chapter. Watch part 1 again and part 2 again of this chapter completely, from beginning to end. Some students do not watch it completely, they just fast forward the video. Do not fast forward the videos. Watch these two parts from beginning to end completely. Try to listen what is taught. Read all the lines properly. You may note down all the points discussed in this video and learn them. I will be giving assignments on this chapter soon. So enjoy learning. All the best. Thank you.